Hello, ninth graders. Here we are, Mr. Rops.
And Mrs. Flynn.
And we're going to do a podcast on linear inequalities. And this is an important symbol here.
So as you're getting started, you should have your notebook out,
Yes.
some paper, and copy down the problem.
Right. So linear inequalities deals with the fact that this is not an equal sign, even though we often treat it like an equal sign. That's what this topic is about. So to solve this equation, what we're going to do is we want to bring the y's together somehow.
Let's go ahead and multiply everything by 2 to get rid of the fraction.
Great idea. So I'm going to multiply this side of the equation by 2. And as we know, fundamental rule of algebra, if you do it to one side of the equation, do it to the other side of the equation,
keep it
or inequality.
balanced.
All right, distribute the 2, and I get y
Minus 6y is greater than or equal to 8. That does not change the sign of the inequality.
No. Now, if I bring these like terms together, I get a negative 5y greater than or equal to 8.
Now to isolate y,
I'm going to divide by negative 5.
and what happens when you divide by negative?
Well, I get an 8 over 5 negative, but this sign here switches around. So this is saying that y is less than or equal to negative 8 over 5, which means that this inequality to begin with, if I would put values that are less than or equal to negative 8 over 5, it would make it true. To show on a number line, 8 over 5 is about 1.6 negative. So here I'm going to filled in circle.
Open or closed circle. Why is it closed?
Because it's equal to here. So it's closed in circle and all these numbers this way. I can get my fancy highlighter. Oh, I can get my fancy highlighter and I can highlight that section. Okay, let's try the next one. Now this one here is a compound inequality. It's got two aspects to it. It's saying two things. It's saying that 2y minus 9 is between negative 5 and 5. Or negative 5 is less than 2y minus 9, less than or equal to 5. So to proceed with this,
Can we just break it up into two problems?
sure, let's do that. Let's take this half. Negative 5 is less than 2y minus 9. There's one half of the problem. And the other half of the problem,
Less than or equal to 5.
right.
Okay, let's just solve this inequality like we did before.
Okay, so I'm going to add 9 to both sides. Oh, add.
Now we're left
This
with
way.
4 is less than 2y. Once we divide by 2, we have 2 is less than y.
All right. If I go to the other side, I'm going to add 9 again. Oh, a 2y. Adding 9 gives me 14.
Don't forget your equal to symbol.
Oh, thank you. Good thing doing it with two people. And y is bigger than or equal
7.
to 7.
So what does that really mean?
Well, it says here that 2 is less than y, or I could also think of it as y is greater than 2.
So what number satisfies that? Let's
Y
see.
bigger than 2. Well, if I go and put up a number line here, I can get my fancy number line. Oh, it's in my contents. Come here. And grab my number line. And we know that less than 2, well, if I call this 2 here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here.
If y has to be greater than 2, that means it's going to be
That's the same thing.
to the right-hand side of 2.
Right.
Can it be equal to?
No, there's no equal to sign. So I'm going to keep this as an open circle, and it's going to go
Yeah, we'll just keep that in mind and
That
go
way.
ahead and look at the other problem.
this side. Is y is less than or equal to 7. So that's going to be a circle here, but it is closed in
And if it's less than, it goes to the left.
this way. So it looks like it's all the values in between 2 and 7. And so again, I can go here. It's going to be all these values in there.
Okay.
I think that's about sums it up. Enjoy these problems. We're going to do two more in just a second, dealing with and or.